Hi, it's been a while. I know I've been gone for a very long time, but if you are new here, my name's Corey, and I just thought I'd kind of come on, give an update. It's been a hot second, to say the least. There's some big things that have happened since I haven't seen you guys, and I thought I would just share them and some of my progress and what's been going on. So if you're new here and you don't know anything about me, I was diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer called parosteal osteosarcoma about 5 years ago now, and I had a major life-changing operation to remove the cancer from my body as my form of treatment. This whole channel has been built on the kind of that premise and talking about living life after a diagnosis like that. You heard me, I just said 5 years, so January 24th of this year, I hit my 5-year cancer surgery anniversary. So it has been officially now 5 years, which I am still in complete and utter shock. It's been 5 years of living like this. I don't know what else to say. It's just been 5 years of living like this, which is a little hard to swallow still. I mean, I'm still having huge, significant changes, and it's 5 years. 5 years post-surgery. So I went and celebrated with a cruise to Jamaica and Haiti as a way to celebrate 5 years. There's just so many things that have happened. I've had 3 total surgeries between now and then. I still haven't even fully processed what it means to live in this body, even after 5 years, or like the kind of life-changing consequences of having had something like this happen to me. On the cruise I went, there was a performance of some kind, and one of the songs the guy sang was, I will find the song name and title artist, but it was a country music song about a guy whose family or him gets like a cancer diagnosis, and it's about like that whole, like kind of the whole thoughts and feelings, and like, I don't know if it was like losing a loved one, but like it just struck home so true about having a big diagnosis like that. And I cried, and thankfully it was just my husband there. We were there with some other people, but it was just me and my husband who went to this event together. And I was really grateful because I just started bawling in the middle of this theater. And luckily, like, no one was paying attention to me, but, you know, the guy had started off by talking about how his life was saved by nurses and the COVID times, because he, you know, was one of the unfortunate people who got very ill from it and almost died. And so he was using that song as a tribute to those nurses. But as you can tell, I'm getting like emotional just talking about it. But it's just stung as so true. As you can see, I haven't really fully processed everything, and it's been 5 years. I think that's just gonna be the theme of this video. It's been 5 years. I've come to recently learn in therapy. I've made so much progress. I've been in and out of therapy for the last almost 8 years now. I had some other baggage from childhood issues that I really needed to deal with, because I do have been diagnosed with PTSD related to my cancer stuff and what happened during my cancer journey. I had some other issues that I really needed to work through before then, and I've kind of gotten there, and I've built all these cool skill sets to help me in my anxiety. If you haven't seen it, I had a breakthrough on my actual anxiety. It's been incredible, but I've really come to learn in the last 6 months in particular, those skill sets really applied to the type of trauma I had from when I was a kid. And like the skill sets I learned were from dealing with that. Now it's really different. I have learned it is so different having had cancer at 24 and then becoming physically disabled and having this huge thing happen to me. I physically can't escape it. I can't escape my own body. Like, this is the vessel I live in. So I have to really approach this differently. I'm laughing because this is really uncomfortable for me, not because it's a joke, but it's really uncomfortable for me. I've just recently really tried to start working on that, because I've been kind of avoiding it. And it's not good to avoid those things because it just builds up and it gets worse. But it's really overwhelming because it felt like how I did when I first started in therapy for my other issues. It took a really long time, a very long time, to figure out the skills and the things that I needed to have my breakthroughs. and I was trying hard. I've been going to therapy weekly almost for the last 7 years with breaks on and off. I know how much work it's going to be to get there. I should pause and say I did have my 5-year scans done. I'm still getting my scans done every 6 months right now. I think I have like a year or two left of scans every 6 months. But I did have my scans done and they came back clean. And clean, I mean, none of the things in my lungs have grown. They all have maintained their size. Nothing new has shown up. My leg prosthesis is looking fine. There's no noticeable cancer growth in that area. So that's a relief, I didn't take you guys along with to go do all of that, but I figured out how to do it all in one time, which was so nice. I didn't have to go to separate clinics for different things. I could do it all in one location, which was new. And so I think I'm going to go with that strategy going forward. It's so easy. I can get it done so quickly because I always schedule my appointment first thing in the morning. But that was really nice. It took me 5 years to figure out how to get it all done in an hour and a half time span, but I have. Even 5 years out, I feel so bad having to tell people, if anyone approaches me about this and they're in a similar situation, which I haven't had many, but those who have, it's hard because it's I'm still, I just learned how to kind of do stairs within the last year, really. It took me that long to kind of figure it out, and I still can't functionally go up and down stairs. By functionally, I can't carry a laundry basket up and down the stairs normally. I have to do each step one at a time. If I'm not having a good leg day, I still have to do stairs one at a time. But it's just mind-blowing. Something as simple in our society as doing stairs, I am still learning how it works with my body. And the thing is, my body changes. I've recently had some changes in the numbness and the tingling and nerve issues in my leg, because I think there is a little bit of nerve regrowth happening, which is extremely uncomfortable. But it's constantly changing. I'm constantly trying to figure out okay, how do I manage this? Oh, one of the things I forgot was that on the cruise, I was doing ridiculous amounts of steps because I got a Fitbit to help me track my activity a little bit better. And I was doing 15, 16, 17,000 steps a day. I was doing the stairs fairly frequently in the ship. Now, I wore my brace almost the entire time, so my highest support brace for my knee, so I could do stairs if I needed to do the stairs on the ship. But I was doing that. I was doing 16, 17,000 steps a day. And I was for 5 days straight. I'm sorry if there was spit. I was what? How is this even possible? I was doing okay pain management wise. I was holy cow, what is happening? When I really thought back on it, I was doing a bunch of walking, but I was doing it in increments. I had to go walk to the cafeteria to eat breakfast, and then I had to walk to the activity, and then stay at the activity for the hour. Then I go to the next place and the next place and the next place, but I'm always getting a break. So I'm constantly doing these 10 to 20 minute kind of micro walks almost in all throughout the day from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, and I was able to do it all. I just needed to give myself breaks. Oh my god, it took me 5 years to figure out that if I just chunk up my walks into slower bits, littler bits, and give myself breaks in between, I can get so much more activity in my day. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, there's a little bit of increase in pain. That's just part of the nature. But it's not crippling to the point where it's not feasible in my everyday life, right? I can now do way more steps. I went from struggling to do 6,000 steps a day I'm regularly doing at home 8,000 to 9,000 steps per day. Intentionally walking at breakfast, walking at lunch, and walking at dinner. I am getting in way more activity. And that's going to affect my mental health. That's going to give me more confidence. It's going to help me build a little bit more strength in my leg. But I just haven't had that guidance anywhere. Increasing my endurance for pretty much anything It took me 5 years. 5 years to have that breakthrough. And that's only because I went on this cruise ship and was doing all of these activities. Like, mind blown. So where am I at kind of with everything now, and where am I going? What are my plans in the future? To be honest, my plans in the future are to not make too many plans, because I have learned that setting expectations for myself leads me up to failure. Now, I'm trying to tackle like small little mini things at a time. And in terms of my cancer right now, the one thing which is kind of the huge monster that I'm dealing with is starting to actively work on thoughts on my disability and my leg and pain and those types of things in therapy, you know, and working on that PTSD and figuring out how to cope with it on a daily basis. I don't plan on really trying to force myself to do much else. If something else pops up and I start figuring things out, I'll be like, cool, okay, this works great. But I'm not going to force myself to set any specific goals around my cancer stuff besides making sure I keep up on my appointments and my checkups and working on PTSD related items in therapy. Because that is a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. I'm so appreciative for this community. I'm so appreciative of all the kind people in my comments. I rarely have people who are trolls, and I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are all doing well. And until next time, I hope you take care. Thanks. Bye.